So after watching the video, we figured we'd open the floor to a little bit more of a discussion because maybe after watching you realize something that you didn't know before and you correlated it to your own life as like, oh wow, I didn't realize maybe that was a little bit of social bullying and you could relate a little more. So do you guys relate to anything that we've learned in the stories, like our articles, or video?
Yeah, so things as simple as gossiping or maybe talking with your friends about somebody else and them hearing you, or the simple little petty things that girls do, that is also considered as social bullying. So you might not consider that as social bullying, but as you can see from this project, small things like that are actually considered as social bullying. So, yeah.
I remember even a time like when I was in elementary school and my best friend, I don't like her, but my best friend then she had a sleepover and she invited her cousins over. So everyone knows like when you get around your friends and they have their family, they're gonna act different. But I remember we were going to like the pool and everyone wanted to be in the trunk because it was like a truck, and we were all pressed to get in the trunk. But then when I said that I wanted to get in, they were like, well, it's not even that serious for us to get in the trunk. And so that kind of made me feel like, well, dang, like, is something going on? Like, are we even friends anymore? And I just think that was maybe like a small instance of bullying, but it did make me question like a lot about myself when I was like around, I think it's when I was like 7, but it really did affect like how I interacted with her and interacted with everybody else.
Yeah, definitely. I think that at least through doing, through doing this project, I see how like even little petty comments, like Padilla was saying, like with your friends, like even if you're just joking, they can definitely still have an impact on the person you're joking about. Like it's perfectly fine to be making jokes with your friends, blah, 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 as long as everyone's comfortable. But sometimes jokes get taken a little too far and insecurities get brought into it. And people don't realize that it's affecting that person because that person doesn't want to be like, okay, guys, you kind of hurt my feelings. So, like, they just laugh with you. So it's like being more mindful of things like that as social bullying and like checking yourself, like, oh, maybe this isn't okay anymore, like we've taken it too far, is definitely something that I've taken away from this project and have learned.
Like jokes that are kind of hidden in like disrespect are happen a lot. Like like how in the first skit it was kind of like they were like, well, you shouldn't take it too seriously. And she was like, yeah, you're right. Like when people kind of say jokes that aren't really funny to make you think, I think that's when you should reevaluate your friend groups, because even if say if you have a dress on and they're like, oh yeah, that's cute, but I wouldn't wear it, or that's cute on you, it's kind of like, like do they think something else, or are they really considering my feelings, or is it like secret shade or hidden shade or whatever?
Yeah, and I think that even the helpful little tips that the book gives is like resilience and perceived control over your life and stuff like that. That can only go so far because like a person is only as resilient as like they can be, because like if things continuously happen to them, it's going to be harder and harder to jump back by yourself and like pull yourself out of that hole. And if you lose that perceived control you have over your life, it can really take a toll on you and just be like you can't control anything anymore. And I think that's when like mental health problems such as depression come in, because you're just like, if I can't control this, then maybe I can't control that other part of my life as well.
Yeah, so I feel like it's important to be aware of your surroundings, aware of the friends you have, aware of the company you keep, so that you can avoid situations like this. It's also important to be confident in yourself, again, focusing on what matters and just keeping yourself away from maybe situations or people who don't have your interests at heart, or people who are not genuine. So it's important to keep yourself out of those situations or away from those type of people so you don't have type of situations. But when you do, there are coping mechanisms like we talked about previously in the video.
Alright, so that's it, guys. That's been our time. I hope you took something away from our presentation and you might learn something. I'm sure these are things that you've heard before, but I hope we just reinforced it for you so that you can keep it in the forefront of your mind more often. Bye.